Ghana. How do you assess this Tinubu government? It spent how many months since May? Do you see a hope? They said they're selling a renewed hope to Nigerians. Do you see a hope? Do you see light at the end of the tunnel? Do you believe in this Tinubu government at all?
You know, I've reflected on them well and reflected on them much. And the only thing I can say is that whatever it is that they say they are calling their policy, the only people that that policy will work for are probably the Southerners. When you are talking about spending a lot of energy on startup capital, all of these things, you're still speaking to a small fraction of the society. Their attitude around money, the way they're throwing their weight all over the place, the way they're just spending money like drunken sailors, is not a reflection of what I expect for a government that is trying to like fix the country and give it a leap. So I think that I have concluded that nothing good will come out of their Nazareth, and that at the end of the day they will spend their 4 years or whatever time God has given them to make themselves richer, to make themselves bigger, and probably leave the country more miserable. For you to be able to solve the problem of Nigeria, the underpinning philosophy of your budgeting must be, we are budgeting for the poor. When you say you are budgeting for the poor, it means you are figuring out how will the poor eat, how will the poor get to the hospital, how will the poor get accommodation, how will the poor get accommodation where they will sleep, how will the poor get education. If you start thinking from that mindset of let us budget for the poor, you know what will happen? You will cover more people in your space, and in any case, the rich can find their own way. What I see them doing is they are budgeting for themselves, their rich friends, their wives, their numerous hanger-ons, there are legislators who need new cars all the time, themselves who need a yacht, their logistics of traveling, the ESTA code. They are not serious. You are a nation that is in debt. Thinks that by not showing even potential, people that can give them more money or even forgive them or invest in their country, that they have the ability to be frugal and spend money better, that people are just going to keep dashing them money. They must think the world for a fool. Even what they are doing in the oil and gas industry is quite unbelievable. What we're hearing there with all our partners is not palatable. No new investment that significantly is coming in, and we are not able to show that even anybody who wants to give us money, we are going to use it well or we are going to use it judiciously. You can't carry a bunch of people to hunger. We have not recovered from that. You've come back home, you are building houses and renovating houses for yourself at such great price. We have not recovered from that. You've gone to Dubai to go and talk about climate change with 1,000 plus people. We have not recovered from that. What do we know you are going to do over Christmas? They are spending money as if it's running out of fashion. They forget that for you to be able to stimulate, the energies you need for the country, you need to also show that you are not putting a burden on the people in terms of removing subsidy and all of the comforts that the people can enjoy, whereas you yourself are living life. If you cut down on your expenses, if you made a memo and said no new cars for the next 2 years, we'll use the one in the pool. If you pretended that you didn't want to go everywhere in the world with 1,000 people, we'll just go with the minimum number of people that have a business being there, we'll be fine. If you started to show that even from where you're standing, you're going to sweep the floor, you'll find out that Nigerians are not that hostile. It's just that it's difficult for you to tell the Nigerian people that underneath the circumstances that will come, now they need to go and they need to spend a lot of effort on massive reorientation of this country. We have a reorientation challenge that if they come on the table, we can share some ideas with them. I do not believe that the business of opposition is wishing the ruling party not to succeed. No. I believe that the business of opposition is encouraging them to succeed so that they can do some part of the job, so that by the next opportunity when we come with better ideas, better attitude, and better inclusivity for the people, then we'll meet the glass half full.
Do you think they have the capacity?
Ordinarily, if they push themselves of their, bat where you're just dancing and doing one all over the place, and they began to be a bit more serious, and they stop taking the Nigerian people for granted, they should be able to have the capacity. Human capital is not our problem in this country. We have the brain power to think ourselves out of any problem. The problem is that do we have the political will or do we have the government leadership discipline to go that route?
But you don't trust them.
Nobody should. You shouldn't in your own interest.
Why not?
Look at them now. They've removed subsidy from the first day. They've not even been able to determine themselves how much they're going to pay workers for take home fee. They have reduced everybody in the country into people that need palliatives. And they do not think that, okay, if you put the cart before the horse, 6 months is a long time for you to be putting the horse back in the space. You know what I mean? They are telling you they don't have money. They are buying cars for themselves. They are buying for their wives. They are buying yachts. They are spending more. They are telling, no, Sheon. I want a Nigerian president that tells the world that here we are, Nigeria. We run on our own terms. I want a Nigerian president that tells the world that for the next 2 years, our greater problem is working on the inside, sorting out our own agriculture, finishing our dislocations that is causing us to kill ourselves, stabilizing and having a conversation on restructuring if it is a necessary conversation, looking at our own anti-corruption effort and exercise, becoming a nation of consequence, where when people do things there are consequences, and no matter how highly placed the person, there will be a consequence, and then we can then tell the world, here we are, we're open for business. I've never known any society that didn't close up to emerge as a successful nation. China closed up for a while before it became great. Japan did the same thing. Dubai too busied itself and put its nose to the grindstone until it became a destination where everybody is going to. When would Nigeria look itself in the mirror and tell itself that there are no messiahs outside of Nigeria that will save Nigeria, that the people that will save Nigerians are the Nigerians themselves, and that the responsibility of a leader is to walk the talk and act the script that is telling the people. Your communication cannot be telling people we don't have money, and then your lifestyle will be extremely extravagant. So I don't trust them.
Are you also afraid, because some of your friends within the opposition are afraid that there is a hostile takeover of the entire system?
No, you should know that it's not a hostile takeover, a complete takeover of the. You know what they call state capture? You look at the executive, they've taken that, yeah? That's normally entitled if they win an election. Look at the legislature. Forget about the fact that the APC people are even in the majority. Is that the reason why all the opposition members in the opposition are just there to be doing yes sir to them? How can they go into the hollow chambers of the Senate in a joint session and be singing on your mandate? What kind of mandate is that? A mandate that is suspect, and people are sitting down there. The opposition could not even walk out, could not even use their voice, could not even protest. So that's that. What about the judiciary? People have asked me that is only the lawyers of the APC that went to law school? Because suddenly it appears as if it's only the position of the lawyers of the APC that is correct in this country, and the position of the other people's lawyers are not correct. And everybody has become so cowed to the point that people are just anticipating, let us not talk, let us not say, maybe we'll have a case in court, maybe the judiciary should be a place where when you come to court, you don't need to be afraid of your bullies. The person you have taken to court, you have taken him to court. You should be assured that the court will look at the case and do what it needs to do. And like I always tell people, that you lose in court does not mean the judiciary is corrupt. No, I don't accept that argument. The argument I take is the judiciary cannot be making players slips and expect society that is already agitated to clap for them. You can't write the judgment of Kano the way you wrote it. That's unacceptable. And you can't have a set of laws or interpretation of statutes that is a bit confusing. What even constitutes a pre-election matter now? Because in one case you say it's a pre-election matter, it has no locus here, and in other cases you say it can be.
Looking for the perfect remote job?